Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. It's a very unique game. This game is in a fictional Western type of thematic type of feel to this game. It's a very unique game to a certain degree because you play as a bounty hunter known as the Stranger. He is also known as a Stief, which is some sort of type of creature that is a peaceful creature of its land. Okay. Now, one thing I would really like to discuss about this game is that this game it's not just because of how unique this game is, it's the fact of what you can do in this game and how to achieve certain things by doing bounties, basically. Because the Steve in this game, he is a bounty hunter. And he's basically, and the reason for this, basically, as well, is that he's also initially trying to bring back his own self. Basically, he has to have like a certain type of surgery to bring his former self to glory. And the reason for this is because of the fact that he wants to be who he initially was before he started using his 4 legs to turning them into just 2 legs and being able to run around, jump, and all that, vice versa. So that's what's really cool about this game, though, too. And it's the information of that knowledge of what I previously mentioned, though, too. I thought that was very helpful. But anyways, what I really want to talk about this game, though, too, other than the Western thematic feel to this game, is the fact that what makes this game even more unique than any other shooters is that, yes, you can switch between third person and first person, which is really awesome because it gives you a much more advantage of being to have some better traversal or jumping or puzzle solving or something like that if you are doing certain types of puzzles. But point being, I think what's really cool about Oddworld Stranger's Wrath, it's a game to where it's an action-adventure first-person shooter in first-person mode rather than a third-person. Because in third-person, you can't use your weapon, which is the crossbow. Okay? You can only use certain types of melee. But when you're first-person, you have a unique repertoire, as it were, of called live ammunition. And I'm going to explain this as much as I can here, is that what's cool about the live animation in this game is that you have the zap fly. Basically, you can be able to zap and stun your enemies, and you can be able to bounty them up. But when it comes to the other live ammo, you have spiders that you can web them up, which is really cool, and you can make some quick money by bountying them up by doing it that way. Or when you go up against certain types of bosses, you have to use specific types of ammunition or live ammunition in this game to bring them down, so that way you want to capture them alive rather than having them dead. Now, this is where this game really differentiates itself from when you're playing as the bounty hunter. You want to be able to actually capture your enemies alive more so than having them dead, because you will not get that much money if you have captured them dead, obviously, because it's a little bit of a duh. But when you capture them alive, you'll get more money. So going back to the live ammunition, so my apologies on this, is that the live ammunition is what really makes this game even more fun. And you have, like I said, you have the zap fly, you have the spiders, you can web them up and bounty them up, like I said previously mentioned. And then you have these fuzzballs or fuzzlewoozles or whatever they're called. They're so cool. And they're basically give you like a certain type of bleeding effect to your enemies and whittle down their stamina and their health a little bit, which is cool, but I wouldn't highly advise it because you can kill them if you overuse those types of lime ammunition. But now when you use the thud slugs, which is kind of like I wouldn't say a bomb per se, but they will whittle down your enemies, even the boss's stamina. So when you have their stamina all the way down, you can be able to go up to them, web them up as you see fit, and then bounty them up. That's what's really cool about those types of ammunition. And I'll probably maybe make it a separate video on that so that way you can fully understand of what I'm saying. But point being, what makes this game so apparently unique and so freaking awesome is the fact that, like I said, it's the live ammunition is where makes this game so fun in the first place. But it's the fact that it's an Oddworld game. I remember playing Oddworld Munch's Odyssey. I forget what the other one was, but point being, these games have a really strong pedigree from the PS1 days, and then it's so cool of what these games are able to provide us, and bringing some of that nostalgia back. And that's one thing I will say is that this game brings a lot of nostalgia. It's awesome. I remember actually playing this game back on the original Xbox. It was so much fun. I played it from beginning to end. It was so fascinating. It was great. The storytelling was a little weird for me, but overall, I still enjoyed it. But that's what makes this game so good. But what made this game so good, as I previously stated, it's the fact of what you can to achieve by different types of ammunition. And so it's where this game really benchmarks of what it was actually able to entail, being that of a first-person shooter, but switching it from third-person to first-person. Now, like I said, I want to go back to the live ammunition. Again, that's where this game really shows off the fun factor. And I think that's where this game is so cool at the core. And like I said, you can pick up so many different types of live ammunition, much like the spiders and the zap flies and all that kind of stuff. So cool. And there's one specific live ammunition that I really fell in love with, which was, I mean, there's quite a few actually. They're boom bats. And they're basically kind of like an explosive type of ammunition. It's so cool. And then you have basically the bees. Basically, they are basically an automatic type of live ammunition, and it's kind of like a machine. I wouldn't say a machine gun. It's more like an automatic rifle, is what makes it so cool too. And but like I said again, it's where this game shines when it comes to having the specific live ammunition and how to utilize the ammunition, certain types of bosses specifically, other than like, the enemies or the minions of these bosses in this game. So I want to talk a little bit about the world building here real quick, as it were too, is that the world building in this game is so unique and so cool. And I love the fact that what this game does or what it shows off. And like I said, it's a Western thematic type of aesthetic to it. And I think that's where this game really shines too. And it's not just about the live ammunition and how to utilize those or utilize that. It's the fact that where this game goes in a thematic type of Western feel. And it's awesome. And I really think that when it comes to games like this, being that of an old school nostalgia game, whether if you're playing in 2024 or not, either or, I still think that this game is absolutely fantastic from beginning to end, as I previously mentioned. And it's the fact that I love these types of games that give you the benefit or give you the idea of what we could possibly maybe get from other games like this. And I think that's where I think Oddworld Stranger's Wrath, it's such a unique feel and what it does and for what it is as a first-person, third-person platformer with a crossbow, with live ammunition and bringing down your enemies. Like I said, it's so fucking amazing. It's awesome. And so what I'm saying is that I really strongly recommend playing this game in 2024, whether if it's on PS4, Xbox, or on PS5 via the backwards compatibility. But however, I think that this game, it's by far one of the best action-adventure 3D platformer first-person shooter games I have ever played, amongst others. But I think what makes this game even more unique is the fact that you're playing as a freaking goddamn bounty hunter. It's like, how can you not like a game like this? So, anyways, to much further ado, any comments or questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section below. You know what to do if you want to have any type of replies. And you guys have a good rest of your week. Peace.